My name is Alan, and this is my wife Giovanna, and we're now proud homeowners of an Enertia home. This is the Enertia Meridian. We're sitting in it right here, right now, and I guess I'll just tell you a little bit about how we ended up in this wonderful home. After I graduated college, wanted to start a farm, came out here and just bought an old house that was built in like the 70s. And the first issue was the air quality. I started having sinus issues, and I found out it was mold related. I had a guy come out and look in the basement, and there was like 7 different types of mold. I don't know, because the crawl space was, this tall in some areas and this high probably in the biggest. But there was old copper pipes, and there were constantly pinhole leaks. So you have moisture, you have water. Those little vents they put on the bottoms of houses do absolutely nothing. So there's no airflow and there's no sunlight. So it's just a recipe for mold, and that's where all my piping and ducting for the air quality and everything like that goes in there. And so went to a company and see if you could maybe gut it, and it was going to be astronomical, the price to go in there in that small space. That was very long, one-level house. And so, I talked to my dad, and they said, we're just going to wreck it and start over. And so he's thinking, I'm going to build another traditional house, create the same problem, but it's going to be new and pretty, right? And knowing what I knew about houses and structures and the chemicals and just the horrible construction of timber frame, little construction, these flimsy little things with all kinds of issues, and knowing what I knew a little bit about, how the sun could heat and warm a home and the way you orient it, I tried to share these concepts with them, what little bit I knew, and I shared enough with them where they grasped it. So we started looking at plans, and we downsized from this thing he wanted to create that would have created the same mold issues but been pretty and new, to a smaller house. I said, I don't care, we didn't care. I said, I don't care if it's 5 by 5, if it's natural wood, natural stone, we can utilize the sun, put some big windows on the south side. So we start looking, and it was actually my mom who did some research and discovered Enertia. And she because I had brought some passive solar house designs we were thinking about buying and just building ourselves. But she found Enertia actually, and she brought it to me. She's like, what do you think about this? And I was like, this is amazing. And so we researched the website, looked at it, and it was like everything I was thinking and then some, because of the inner envelope and the way the buffer of air floats around in the sun space. And I was like, this is truly amazing. And so we looked at all the designs, and we narrowed down, is it the Meridian?
It's the Meridian.
So we narrowed down the Meridian, and everyone that comes in here is absolutely amazed. And so I take them on my little tour, and I tell them how it all works. And from my understanding, the way it really works is, you orient it properly, and the sun, especially in the winter, is low on that south horizon. And so it goes across here, so cover the south side and windows, create a sun space and some stone floor to absorb that, and the wood itself absorbs it. And so all that sun comes in, absorbs it during the day, the sun goes down, and it just radiates it and keeps the home. And I tell people, think about it, you've got one wall, you've got this buffer of air circulating, and an inner wall, and then an inner home. And that inner home, it stays pretty even temperature year round. We have 2, Mitsubishi units, just to kick the temperature up or down as we desire inside that inner home. But it works pretty darn good.
Late February or early February, late winter.
Winter, there's no heating and cooling element in this space except for the sun, and it's actually warm.
Yeah,
here. We tested the wall. What was it, 83 or something like that? 83 in here in the middle of winter in North Carolina. And it's absolutely comfortable in here with no fire, no heating, cooling, no anything in this space. It's just the design of the home and the sun
and you
coming in.
mentioned the silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most common comment I get when people come in here is like, this house is full of peace. It's so peaceful in here, and the quiet, and it's so natural. There's something about it.
My parents just left, and they came, and when they were going to leave, they did not want to leave.
They cried.
They literally cried, and my mom called me the next day. I was like, I miss you guys. I miss my room. That's her room.
Yeah, they love the room up there.
The spare upstairs, and she just loves the serenity and peace that just is from, this house. It's just a natural, serene, environment.
You get
But
so
yeah,
much
just-
natural light. I think that's part of
Yes.
it too. As creatures, we need to see the green, the blue
We-
sky, and then
Yeah.
get that natural
During
light.
the day, we hardly ever have lights
We
on.
don't need to use the lights in there at all during the day.
Yeah.
In any room, in any location. So there's constantly, even the basement. That's one of the most amazing things, which we hope to finish it in the future. But there's just a bank of windows all the way across, and then on the
I was always
what
creeped
is
out by
that?
basements.
The
'cause
west side.
They're always
Yeah,
dark,
they're
and,
always
damp,
damp.
but if
It's full of light all day long. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, finish it will be your favorite room in the
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably
Yes.
will. It probably will. Yeah, so
Nice
the
and
plans
cool
to finish
then.
that, but yeah, that's the gist of what we got going on here. We're in love with it. We tell everyone
and
about
I
it.
mean, everyone that
And-
passes by that
Yeah.
it's been a journey trying to
Yeah.
build this, and it's finally done. But people have stopped over. I think he was someone from a heating company, and he came. Finally, when
kinds
we
of
had it
people.
all up, and he came, he's like, "We need to see the tour of this house."
I just
This-
got a letter in the mail from one of those, because when we're working, different people will come in, the window people, and so many, even like male people, like, can we look at this thing?
Yeah.
People working outside, I would take them through, and they're amazed. But I just got a letter in the mail. I forget his name, but he was like, "Thank you so much for letting me see your house." He said, "I'd love to come back and see it again now that it's finished."
finished.
I mean, he just wants
It's
to
just
come back.
everybody is just blown away by it.
Yeah.
Like, just loves the look of it, and we take them just from the front. It's not too overly
Yes,
crazy, but
very
you
basic.
bring them around back, and they're just blown away.
It's like a
they
different
love,
house
yeah,
from the back.
they love and at
Yeah.
night it's so cool that we do have the
With the
lights
lights
on.
on.
Oh my gosh, it's
Mhm.
so awesome. I
Mhm.
love it. I was out there feeding the goats the other day, and I came in with my parents, and just seeing it all lit up at night, I was like, oh, I love this house.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
But,
And
yeah.
you know, this house will be here for probably 1,000
Forever,
years.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We actually, when the what's it called, the inspectors, they had a
Oh,
field
yeah.
day with this thing. I mean, that's not any fault of the house. They just hadn't seen anything like it, and so they didn't know what to do. And one thing they tried to say structural. We brought in an engineer from NC State, and he literally, once he grasped the concept, he's like, this wall is supported by this beam. Once he figured it out, he was like, whoa. And he literally, word for word, goes, this thing is solid as a rock. He literally could find nothing wrong with it. He added some little braces here and there because he wanted to say, okay, we added this. It's okay now,
People
but
always say,
it was
we're
not even necessary.
yeah,
It's-
we're coming to your house if anything goes down. Hurricane,
it's solid as a rock.
or not hurricane, tornadoes. We're coming here.
Yeah, it just feels sturdy, grounded. It just feels amazing. So I love that. There's not a room in here I don't love. Just walking around in it. Like I said, I probably love the basement the most when I finish that up.